Yo, what's going on everyone? It is Super Cafe back again with another video, and oh my gosh, firmware version 20.0.0 dropped for the Nintendo Switch. I don't know how I feel about it anymore. Okay, so if you guys were not aware, I was live streaming when the update actually dropped thanks to my friend Jack of All Stars. He made me aware when I was actually live streaming that the version update actually dropped, and I was like, oh, what is this update for? What is this firmware update? Most firmware updates for the Nintendo Switch I don't actually care about. I'll just update my Switch and I'm like, okay, cool. Most of the time it's just for stability. So when it did happen, I popped off. I got hype. I was super excited. I was like, oh my gosh, they're actually giving us the new UI that we're gonna see on the Nintendo Switch 2. So it should be here then, right? Should be. Oh my, whoa, it's here. Oh god, it's here. It's actually here. I was going crazy. Everybody saw me pop off to a firmware update in real time. It was absolutely insane. And now that I'm looking at this update, I don't think it's good anymore. I genuinely don't think it's good anymore. Like, of course, the little things here and there. I'm happy that the local game sharing is now on Nintendo Switch. So, you know, when the Nintendo Switch 2 comes out, you know, people can share their games to other local users. I'm also excited how we got updated icons, because now we have the new icons for the Mario characters that aren't in the new soup art style. I think everybody's tired of the new soup. Nobody wants soup anymore, okay? I know everybody's a little bit disappointed about the Donkey Kong render that got updated. It is still available, all right? If you like rare DK, if you actually weren't somebody who was around for that event for the Donkey Kong Country Returns HD for the Nintendo Switch, for the NSO icons back during in January, then you can't get it right now. You're gonna have to wait for that thing to actually come back. And then of course there's also the eShop that also got updated. Instead of it being orange, we now have a red eShop. Honestly, I'm kind of happy that the eShop is getting like a visual overhaul. I hope sooner or later, like when people think of the old orange eShop, they think of the 3DS and the Wii U ones, right? The peak ones, the actual good eShop, all right? They also did it for Mario's 35th anniversary, I think. There's also data transferring for Nintendo Switches as well, too. There's two ways to transfer your data from your normal Switch to your Nintendo Switch 2. You can do it locally via a wireless connection, or you can also do it where you send all of your data from your Nintendo Switch online to a server and then have that transfer to your Nintendo Switch 2. But I'm pretty sure it deletes all of your data from your Nintendo Switch, so if you're not somebody who wants to lose all of their data on their main Nintendo Switch, I would not recommend that at all. But this does mean people who do have access to the Nintendo Switch early, they can just straight up transfer all of their data right now. So if you're somebody who's watching this video and you somehow have a Nintendo Switch 2 already, you can transfer your stuff right now if you really need to. Now when it comes to the UI of the Nintendo Switch 2, I don't care. It's nice to look at something different. Honestly, I'm not gonna act like the new UI for the Nintendo Switch 2 is something that's like super great, big, and grand. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to your guys' faces like, oh my gosh, this is something that is so cool. It was cool in the moment. Like, I didn't even think that we were gonna get it. I did not think that we were actually gonna have access to the new UI. I still don't like the minimalistic design of the Nintendo Switch 2's UI. It's been a couple of hours since it dropped yesterday. I don't know. I don't really care for it. It's different. I think I just like stuff when it's different, but honestly, I'm not gonna act like this is the best thing in the world. Now, when it comes to my final thoughts about the update, right? I still have one more topic that I'm going to talk about right after this. My thoughts on the update for this new firmware version, I think it's bad. I think it is bad. I'm happy that we have new renders. I'm happy that, you know, the eShop looks different, I guess, new icons or whatever. The reason why I think this update is bad is because of a reason that actually doesn't affect me, but I know it's going to affect a lot of other people. And it is about basically sharing your digital games with other people, whether that be family members, relatives, or maybe somebody you may be in a relationship with, or just your other friend, while playing online. That is the biggest gripe that I have with this entire thing. The old way of sharing your games with others is basically, let's say you have a copy of Mario Kart and your friend also wants to play Mario Kart and you have a digital version of Mario Kart. So you talk to your friend, they sign into your Nintendo account on their Nintendo Switch, and they now have access and can download Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and you two can now play together online with no other hassle. One copy of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe can now be played with two people online. That's no longer a thing anymore, and that's thanks to this new firmware update. Now, two people still can play one copy of a digital Nintendo Switch game. The main thing about this is that you can no longer play online. So two people could play Mario Kart at the exact same time using one virtual copy of it. The only problem is, of course, can't do it together anymore, which is ultimately why I think that this was a bad update. This was also a feature that Nintendo themselves advertised and told people to do. This was something that you could actually find on their website and that they have now removed since this update has actually dropped. Nintendo advertised a very nice feature, something that was very quality of life, and it is now being removed. If you are somebody who shares your digital Nintendo Switch games with other people and you both like to play online together, I do not recommend updating your Nintendo Switch to the latest firmware version. I don't know if it's like a forced firmware version update. I don't know if you can still play online without it. I think you can. If you're somebody who already did update to the latest firmware version, I'm sorry, it sucks, but you are no longer able to both play one digital game together online anymore. You can play it separately, but not together, and also one person has to be offline while they are playing said game. And for that reason alone, I think that this was a bad update. This update doesn't affect me in any negative way, but this will affect a lot of other people. And if you are somebody who still wants to play digital games online with other people together, you are unfortunately going to just have to buy another copy of that game. But what do you guys think about this version update? Are you somebody who's going to be negatively affected by this? Do you think that this is a good update? Is this update actually not going to affect you in any shape or form? Let me know your guys' thoughts down below in the comment section. I really want to know. Sometimes I don't always ask. If you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like. If you didn't, don't leave a like. Hopefully I'll learn next time. This has been Super Cafe, and I'll see you boys in the next one. Peace out.